At 21 years old, he started a company in a garage. At 30, he was fired from it. A decade later, he returned and built one of the most valuable companies in history. This is the real story of Steve Jobs, not the myth, not the hype, the real journey. Steve Jobs was born in 1955, San Francisco. His biological parents gave him up for adoption. He was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs. Growing up in Silicon Valley, he was surrounded by engineers. His father taught him how to build things with precision. That obsession with perfection started early. In 1972, he enrolled at Reed College. After 6 months, he dropped out. He didn't want his adoptive parents spending their savings on something he didn't believe in. But he didn't leave campus. He audited classes that interested him. One of them was calligraphy. Years later, that class influenced the typography of the Macintosh. He later said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward, only backward." In 1976, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak built their first computer in a garage. They called it Apple. By 1980, Apple went public. It became one of the fastest growing companies in America. By 25, Jobs was worth over $100 million, but success created tension. Jobs was intense, demanding, difficult, and that led to conflict. In 1985, after a power struggle with the board and CEO John Sculley, Steve Jobs was removed from the company he founded. He later described it as devastating. He felt publicly humiliated. But instead of quitting, he started over. He founded NeXT, a new computer company. It didn't become a massive success, but its software was revolutionary. At the same time, he bought a small animation company. That company became Pixar. Pixar released Toy Story in 1995. It's the first fully computer-animated feature film. It was a global success. Meanwhile, Apple was struggling. In 1997, Apple bought NeXT. Steve Jobs returned to Apple, this time more focused. More disciplined, he simplified products then launched. iMac, iPod, iPhone, iPad, iPod transformed from near bankruptcy to a tech empire. In 2004, Jobs was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. He continued working for years. In 2005, he gave a speech at Stanford University. He talked about death. He said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." He passed away in 2011, but his impact reshaped technology, design, and culture.